What's up, Ian here, and this is my review for the Moondrop Droplet Single Balance Armature Earbud. Now, before I begin, I'd like to thank Hi-Fi Go for sending this to me and making this video possible. Thank you very much, Hi-Fi Go. So, Moondrop Droplet Earbud, right? This is currently retailing for $50 US, and for those of you who are interested, do check out the unaffiliated link in the description below. Right? So as usual in this video, right, I'm going to go through the accessories, the fit and comfort, the design and build quality, and then I'll share with you guys my sound impression of these earbuds. Now this video will be timestamped, so for those of you who wish to skip around, please feel free to do so, alright? So it comes in a very big box like this. Actually, I find it a bit unnecessary, but it's actually tied to a theme, or a theme of a TV series in China, which I can't relate to because I didn't watch it. It's called Three Body, right? In China, apparently it's quite popular. It's a science fiction type of theme. So yeah, so you can see the box. It's got like this science fiction thing in front. And then at the back, you get a breakdown, schematic breakdown of the earbud graph, okay, and specs, which is only one spec, which is the frequency range 20 to 20,000 hertz, and that's it, okay? So a very simple box, but big, alright? Now inside the box you'll find some novelty stuff, which again, I can't relate to, which is this dog tag, okay? Yeah, I don't know, it's got the name of the series in front with the chain, okay? So, yeah, again, I can't relate to that, okay? And then it's got this card, which, I don't know, is there a chip, is it a credit card? I don't think so, but anyway, there's a card, another card which is a postcard, okay, and of course paperwork lah, okay, so you got your QC check and your instructions and all that. Now let's get into the real accessories, which is this, okay, this is a pouch, right, comes in a leather pouch, and this leather pouch is soft leather, PU leather, okay, protects from your coins and your keys, but not from your butt, okay, and then ear tips, right? You get foam tips, 3 sets of foam tips, small, medium, and large, okay? And the cable, right? Now, this earbud, right, is tuned using DSP, right? So, the DSP chip is inside here. Now, for those of you who don't know what DSP is, it's actually a short form for digital signal processing. So now you know, right, usually for those conventional earbuds or earphones, they are tuned using filters and all that lah, and the distance of the driver, the size of the nozzle, that kind of thing. But for this one, it doesn't use the conventional way of tuning. It's basically tuned digitally in the computer, right? And then this information is stored onto a chip, and then this chip, right, is embedded into this connector here, right? So whenever you plug this into your computer or whatever device that you are using this with, it will send a signal out, or whatever signal is coming to this chip, and the signal will tune it and then send it to your ears lah, right? So that's how DSP works, okay, essentially. Now this cable, right, is a single braided silicone cable, so very typical of Moondrop, okay? And it's got a wide splitter, right, very big wide splitter, and then it comes with a microphone, right? It's got this Velcro strap, okay, and it comes with a microphone, right, with the volume rocker, okay, and you can play and pause your music here. And by the way, this earbud is not detachable from the cable, right? So basically, right, if your cable frays or you damage the USB-C connector, you are out of luck. You need to buy a new one. Or if one of your earbud no sound, okay, same thing, you're out of luck, you need to buy a new one, okay? Right, so this is the earbud itself. Looks very unique, okay, very unique design, and the build quality of this, right, is solid. Is basically, right, one solid piece of metal milled, and then they jam the balance armature into the front part here, and then the cable slots from the bottom, and it feels quite heavy. It's like it's something like a jewelry lah. So it's not like a hollow soft piece of metal. It's one solid block, okay? and the nozzle is here, plastic nozzle with metal perforated filter lah. Is it metal? Yeah, it is. Right, so that's for the design, very unique design. Fit and comfort. So, a few things. Basically, this fits my ear. Or rather, it fits in a very odd way, okay? And also, it's comfortable in a very odd way also. It does not give me any pain. It doesn't give me any fatigue while wearing it. It's so small that it disappears into my ear, but it's a very odd insertion because there's no grooves or anything like that to, you know, have this earbud rest in my inner ear. It's basically like sticking out. It's like sticking toothpicks into my ear. And I mean, this applies for most earbuds, okay? Those bullet style earbuds. Those earbuds really don't fit my ear, including this one, okay? So in an odd way, it fits my ear, okay? So yeah. Now, seal. That's another issue that I have, which is I keep losing my seal on these earbuds. Because why? The cable is dangling, okay? And then I'm walking and doing my stuff, okay? And a slight tug, just a slight tug, I will lose my seal. And I'll have to, whatever I'm doing, just imagine my hands are not free. My hands are doing something. I'm, you know, writing or holding on to someone or whatever, you know. Then I'll have to stop whatever I'm doing and then re-seal this earbud, which is annoying, okay? So yeah, it doesn't have a hook or anything like, I mean, I can wear it upside down, but well, I don't need to do that, okay? Right, so that's for the fit, comfort, and the seal. Now let's talk about the sound. So before that, I'm going to flash like the graph somewhere here or here, okay, so you guys can see the graph. So right, as I mentioned, this is a single balanced armature earbud, okay, and it's got this pre-tuned type of thing on the DSP. So what I hear okay, basically this tuning is very good, okay, very safe tuning. Sounds very appealing to the general public, okay, and it's very nice tuning. Okay, to be honest, the tuning is very good, okay, but the driver doesn't seem to suit this type of tuning. All right, in fact, for a single balanced armature driver to be able to produce this type of tuning, I think is a bit, I don't know, a mismatch, okay, some sort of a mismatch. I would rather a dynamic driver in here, okay. But if you look at the graph, which I'm flashing now, the bass is elevated and the mids is elevated. The treble is a little bit recessed, okay. So if you look at that, okay, in general, I'll talk about that in detail later. But yeah, so if you look at it, this is more emphasis on the bass. And for a balanced armature, right, to bring out the bass, I think a dynamic driver will do a better job, to be honest. Okay. Anyway, let's just go into the technicalities of this, okay. The sound stage, right? Sound stage is wide to the sides, got a bit of height. Layers, not much. In fact, no layers, right? It's just one plane. And yeah, I think in terms of soundstage is normal, okay. The soundstage is quite intimate also, okay, quite intimate. Not very, it's not also very wide, so it's quite standard type of soundstage. Now the imaging and the sound separation. Now imaging is okay, but sound separation wise, right, I can hear that the sound separation is separated individually, okay, but not layered. It doesn't have that 3D layered out type of sound separation and imaging for me. So what I hear is that, okay, the violin is here, the drums are here, the flute is here, the trumpet is here, that's it, okay, but in one plane, okay, so that's why I hear. The detail retrieval and the resolution. So details, right, I find that is okay, but the treble is the one that removes that details for me, okay, and also because this is bass boosted, so not a detail monster, okay, is basically sufficient, efficient, right? This is a balanced armature. The details are clear, but it's recessed lah. Okay, so that's why here, right? Resolution wise is fine. It's not the best. Again, it performs pretty well lah. But you got to remember, this is $50. This is not $5. It's $50. So it's asking for $50. To me, right, the resolution has to match the price point. And in terms of the price, I find that it's a little bit too high lah. Okay, a bit too high. So they might want to adjust the price for this. Okay, now for the tone and timbre. Now, balanced armatures, right, basically have their very unique tone and timbre. They don't perform like dynamic drivers. Dynamic drivers give you that analog and that tactile feel. Because dynamic drivers, they push the air into your eardrums. This one doesn't. This one tweets the sound into your eardrums. So it's a different way of delivering the sound to you. Okay, and what I hear is that this one, in terms of the tone and timbre, it's got that very flat BA tone. Okay, not much of a dynamism to the sound that it produced to me, but it's expected, right? Balanced armatures, right? They tend to have that type of that sound, that tone and the timbre when it's alone, right? If it's mixed together with a dynamic driver, then it's a different story. I can have that dynamic driver to push out the dynamism to me, the tactile feel to me, while the BA gives me the clarity of the treble and the upper mids lah. Okay. So yeah, that's for the tone and timbre. I mean, the note weight is there, the heaviness is, warmness is there. It's just a different type of warmth. Okay. Now let's talk about the sub bass. Sub bass, as I mentioned, right? If you look at the graph, sub bass is elevated, right? So it's got good rumble, good presence, and good extension of that rumble, right? It's just that again, lacks that tactile feel of that rumble lah. Okay, so the earth shaking type of rumble, I can hear it, but I can't feel it. Okay, so that's how it was presented to me. But very good presentation of the sub bass. And the mid bass also. Mid bass is good impact, good slam, and it doesn't really bleed into the mids because the mids itself is also elevated. So very fast mid bass lah. Okay, but it's tucked. Okay, in a sense that is quite a shy type of mid bass. It punches, it comes, but it goes really fast. Okay. Now for the mids is elevated. So what I hear is that the musical instruments like the pianos, the guitars, the flutes, they've got good presence and good space, right? Even though the sub bass and the mid bass is elevated, right? It's still got that bit of the presence there lah. Okay, it's recessed, no doubt, and the bass still does bleed, or there's a bit of bloat to the sub bass, but it's still got that presence lah in terms of the mids. The clarity is there, but what I'm hearing is that when you have a crowded track where there's a lot of instruments, the bass, you got your cymbals, your guitars, your drums, everything, then the pianos and the violins, they tend to struggle a bit to shine lah. Okay. Now let's talk about vocals. Vocals, I find that male vocals, they shine better on this. In fact, they've got good presentation, good presence also in a mix, right? If it's solo, then of course no need to say. But in a mix, in a more congested track, then the male vocal will have that space to shine. Okay. Good warmth, good weight also lah. Okay, so male vocals sound good. Now female vocals is a mixed bag for me. So it's got good energy, good bite, good I would say sparkle, but nah, not much of a sparkle lah. But it's kind of a laid back type of presentation for female vocals for me. Okay, so it's not that emotional connection for female vocals for me lah. Okay, I would prefer it to be a bit more bright for female vocals, more engagement. But it is what it is, because if I talk about the treble later, you can see presence of the treble is dark. Okay, so because of that, female vocals will be a bit laid back. I'm not saying that it's not it does not shine. It does shine, but with a laid back presentation. Now let's talk about treble, right? So treble, it's got good gain, right, to the treble from the upper mids, and then the bite is there, right? Good energy, but then it's a bit dark, right? So it's a dark treble, but good energy, and that combination, right, I would say it appeals to a lot of people, right? A lot of people, they are sensitive to treble. At the same time, they want that presence and energy and that bite of the treble when you know, in the entire mix itself. Of course, you can't separate the treble from the other frequencies, but in general, when you listen to this earbud, you can feel that the treble is energetic and it's got that bite there when it comes in, but it's a bit dark, right? So it's a dark type of treble whereby there's no sibilance, there's no harshness, a bit of harshness, but there's no shoutiness. Okay, so yeah, dark treble, but with good energy, right? Air, right? The air of the treble is a bit rolled off, right? Again, this also contributes to the overall package for the treble. So when I listen to this treble, right, is non-fatiguing, is smooth, and is basically casual, alright? I don't feel very tense or very stressed or very excited when I'm listening to this earbuds. It's just that, you know, it's more for casual listening. So I listen to this when I'm not in the mood to really focus on my music. I just want to have some music in my ears. Okay, right, so that's the whole entire frequency which I went through. Now in conclusion, right, $50 US. As I mentioned just now, right, I wish that they you know, they adjust the price a bit lower. Okay, then in terms of price to performance, then it's worth it, okay. But what genre is this suitable for? Actually, it's quite a safe tuning, to be honest. A very good tuning whereby there's bass elevation, there's treble that is acceptable by the general public. So to me, it's a safe tuning. At the same time, the mids are elevated a little bit. It's not so recessed that, you know, the mids are like being buried by the bass and the treble. So I think in terms of this tuning, right, it's suitable for most genre. It's just that it depends on the different mood that you're in. So if you're in an analytical mood, you really want to focus on your music, then this may not be it. But if you just want to have some music in your ears while you're doing something, then this is suitable, right? And for those of you who are sensitive to treble and like bass, again, this is also a good choice, a good option to go for. And for those of you who have Android phones, this is the one to go for. Just plug it in. You don't need to have an adapter, all right? For those of you who was using iPhone, iPad, or older iPads, and you're out of luck, this is not going to suit you, okay? So yeah, but overall I find that this is okay. It's just that the price is a little bit too high for me in terms of the price to performance. Okay, right, so that concludes my overall review for this Moondrop Droplet. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video and learned something from this video, and if you did, please give this video a thumbs up. Right, so that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great day ahead, and I'll see you again in my next video. Cheers.